All right, Shalom. Shalom. This is Har One by Yasha Allah of the Lionton Camp. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem, Harakar Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Nagwati, my children, that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. This is going to be a quick update dealing with Three-Eye Atlas, what they call Three-Eye Atlas, which a lot of us believe that, well, I'll speak for myself, I believe personally that it could be a fleet of chariots, all right? There's been many other objects that have just popped up in the past recent month out in space that have brought a multitude or a variety of different anomalies, right? That defy the laws of physics and go beyond the understanding of Esau's magi's, their scientists. So today, well, a couple of days ago, what's his name? Dabu 7. All right, he kind of like a outside person looking in. He don't have the exact details, but he know how to find them. Well, he came out with this video about Three-Eye Atlas, and they keep speaking about these jets. That, Esau used these weird terminologies that reflects their scientific hypothesis, and they're speaking about these jets that's coming out of Three-Eye Atlas, and this one right here on the left is facing towards the sun. But something peculiar, or significant that I'll say interesting that that Dabu 7 spoke about. He said it looked like a sword in the sky, and of course he's using his imagination, but it still stuck out to me. Made me think of some scriptures. All right, and it's just light. So in the ancient times we'd have called it light or fire or glow. With Esau, it's jets shooting out. But with that in mind, either way, it brought some scriptures to my mind. I want to get dealing with the sword. All right, but I'm gonna play his video first. This is from Dabu 7, and I'm gonna keep it brief. Here you go. Check it out.
Hey guys, Dabu 7. We've got a new image here of this Three-Eye Atlas. This is from the Starfront Observation, Chuck's Astrophotography. This looks like a giant sword. And it looks like the handle part on the left here, that's the part that is facing toward the sun. And then you've got this massive jet kicking off out in the other direction. So this is one of the newest images. If you see these other crazy images out there on social media and you wonder why I'm not covering them, it's because they're probably fake, or I don't believe that they're real. I'm going with certified people out here, astronomers that are doing this on the daily. This looks like a giant sword. And it looks like the handle part on the left here, that's the part that is facing toward the sun. And then you've got this massive jet kicking off out in the other direction. So this is Chuck's Astrophotography. This looks like a giant sword.
All right. You heard him say it looks like a giant sword, man, in the heavens. Now, if this is true, this is definitely a sign, symbolic. But either way, we'll take it as a sign. We'll take that one as a sign. All right. We will take that one as a sign, right? That's what we're gonna do here. So look at a couple scriptures real quick. I want to read dealing with this topic of the sword. This is Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me and said, measure thou, or measure carefully in your mind, and when you see that some of the predicted signs have occurred, I'm reading it in translation real quick, just for detail. Uh, when you have seen some of the predicted signs that have occurred, we've seen a lot of the prophecies occur already. All right, have come to pass already. Now you got a few more to go before the day of judgment. Then you will know that it is the very same time when the Most High is about to visit the world that He has made. And He's going to visit through His angels, right? Through Yahweh Shai, and also through judgment. You know. Let me get that real quick. This is Isaiah 29:6, and it says, "Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh with thunder and with earthquake and with great noise and with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire." All right. So when your Most High visits, He brings penalties, which goes into judgment, and also He visits through His with His holy angels. All right, visitation called divine intervention. Um, there you go. Second Ezra 4:37. By measure have He measured the times. All right, so Esau's rulership is almost up. You can read that in Second Ezra chapter 6. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. The Lord set their boundaries that they cannot pass it, a time limit for them to rule, a little season. By measure hath He measured the times, right, the kingdoms, or the ages, and by number hath He numbered the times. And He doeth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled, the said prophecies, until the prophecies be fulfilled. So now the Lord is stirring things up, all right, and about to move Esau out of the way. Um, verse 2. Then you will know that it is the very same time wherein the Most High is about to visit the world that He has made. All right, and that's what this three-eye atlas and these R2 Swan and V1 Borisov or whatever, they all look like it seem like a visitation, right? Like not a an invasion yet, but a procession. All right, let me get that. It says, let me see. A processional is an no, not processional. Oh, damn processional. A procession, a number of people or vehicles moving forward in an orderly fashion, especially as part of a ceremony or festival, a parade. You know, you watch a parade and then you see the first ones come out marching, and then later on at the end, who they have? The main event. All right. They do that in these average human parades on this earth. So where was I at? Yeah. All right. Verse 3. So when there shall appear in the world, right? These are things that are manifested in the world by the Most High's judgment and His visitation. Uh, tumult of peoples, intrigues of nations, or uproars of the people and nations, wars, rumors of wars, and we're seeing that. Wavering of leaders. All right, the leaders wavering. Look at Trump. Look at when Biden was in office. But look at Trump wavering. All right, confusion of princes, and this is the place of confusion, Babylon. Then you will know that it was of these times basically that the Most High spake from the days that were of old, from the beginning. For just as with everything that has occurred in the world, the beginning is evident, right? The beginning of it is evident. This is it, the prophecies. Just like it's the end of Esau's rulership and it's the beginning of ours, and it's evident when we were going into slavery, when we were going into Babylon, going into Egypt, and when we came out of Egypt. These things are evident, which becomes evidence of the Lord's power. It says, the beginning is evident and the end is manifest. Why? Because it's prophecy, and it has to be divine intervention. It's a one man water, and it's the Most High that gives the increase. So all these things are settled in place on the earth, but it's the Most High that brings it to pass. So that creates the story. We live our lives as a tale that is told. All right. It says, so also are the times of the Most High. See, the ages of the Lord. The beginnings are manifest in wonders, all right, and mighty works, and the end in penalties and in signs, man. So we're seeing some of the signs. And one of these signs are the chariots out in the heavens and the Lord's arrival. It shall be that all it shall be that all who will be saved and will be able to escape on account of their works or on account of their faith by which they have believed. So you got some brothers that's out here doing the work and teaching, and then you got the believers also, the ones that hear the message, you know. So we know we're at the end. You're gonna start seeing signs in the heavens, such as this possible sword, look like a sign. That's not a sign of peace. All right. That's what they thought. They thought the Lord was gonna show up putting up peace signs and shit. No, no, no. It's this is Matthew's. Yep, Matthew's 10:34. Think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword, man. So when the Lord shows up, he's coming to send a sword on the earth. Matthew's 10:34. Let's get that. Matthew's 10:34. 34. Here we go. He said, think not that I'm come to send peace, man. The Lord's coming to bring them penalties. Mak- Makira, Makaira, which is Greek for, I think in the Hebrew it'd be Karab, sword. Um, it says, as distinguished from a large sword, curved, straightforward, thrusting, judicial punishment. So when the Lord shows up, he's coming to bring judicial punishment. Judge Dredd, judicial. Let me put judicial. Judicial, um, by or appropriated to a court or a judge. Judicial. And I'm gonna look up judicial punishment. Judicial punishment is a penalty imposed by a court of law on someone convicted of a crime, especially on Esau and two-thirds of our people and these heathens. Sheesh. That's judicial. punishment. All right, to bind them up, to put them in prison. Uh, so he's coming to bring a sword. Let me get this word sword. Do I have it here? Sword. Yeah. It says sword, symbol of the word of Yahweh. See, it's a symbol of Yahweh Shai. His word being cutting as a two-edged sword. All right, and also the missiles, the judgment, and also nations invading. It is described as a powerful weapon used for spiritual defense against allies and sin for offense by revealing truth, judging thoughts and intentions. Let's see. Yeah, they're not really going in, but we know it has many definitions to a sword. All right. The Lord uses nations as a sword as well. But right here, this is symbolic of Yahweh Shai, symbolic of his word, symbolic of the intentions of the Lord against the heathens and against the wicked, I should say. All right, so let's go here. It said, think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. So don't think in your mind that the Lord is showing up like a hippie or an Edomite, you know, or all we need is love type shit. I came not to send peace, but a sword, man. So he's coming to bring uh the wrath of Yahweh, all right, and to bind the wicked in chains and fetters of iron, to execute the Lord's vengeance upon the earth. All right. So think not that I'm come to send peace on the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Now, what if somebody you've been waiting for sends you this in the mail, like a, a image of a sword? You gonna think they coming to see you, and they send you a gun, a picture, or a sword? You're like, I look forward to your arrival, man. All right. So verse 35. For I am. So now, get this. Hebrews 4:12. The word of Yahweh is quick and powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of the soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and the intents of the heart. So symbolically, the Lord's word is a sword. Right? So if it was a sword in the sky, it would represent the truth. Okay? It would represent righteous judgment that's coming upon the earth, a sword being upon the earth. Let me get this one. Isaiah 34:5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. That's what he's talking about, is those ICBM missiles. All right. So a sword is definitely symbolic of the energy that the Lord putting off. What they say, aura, his vibe. Yeah, the vibe is the sword, judgment. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Talking about the missiles. They're gonna be bathed in the Shemayim. You know. I was watching a video earlier where they showed the tether that was from the 1970s or something, where it had broken off out in space, and they zoomed in to look at it, and there was all kind of chariots around it. And the person that was speaking on the mic, he was like, "Yeah, we're moving the tether. I'm zooming in on the tether now. I see all kind of objects swimming around it, swimming around it. All right, that's the Shemayim, the waters out in the heavens." Um, So his sword is going to be bathed in heaven as an intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBMs, created and established now for these for the Lord's judgment. All right, his judicial proceedings. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. So his focus is Esau and what they built. This place, what they call America, this bitter land, bitter place, also known as Babylon. All right, is also known as what? Idumea. And upon the people of my curse to judgment. So 2/3 and these heathens. Anybody that's in this place that's cursed by the Lord and written in the book, their name's not written in the book of life, then they're set up to be destroyed. The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, meaning when some fatness represents increase. So if the fat was the blood or the destruction, his missiles are going to be increased with that. Like imagine a warrior. He brandished his sword, ready to swing it, and it's clear and clean and shiny and furbished. And then he swing it and pull it back, and you look at it again in the picture. It got blood all over it, and it's going to increase with more blood. That's what it means. It made fat with fatness. All right. So and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of the rams, all their leaders, the world leaders, or the government, mayors, presidents, soldiers, generals. For Yahweh had a sacrifice in Basra and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. All right, so you got a sacrifice amongst Edom, but a great slaughter in this land. All right, the unicorns shall come down with them. The unicorns meaning something that's exalted. All right. King David said that I am exalted as the unicorn. So the horns of something represent something being exalted or lifted up. So that'd be like their presidents, their highest rulers. The bullocks with the bulls, the generals and leaders, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness, more increase of the dead. For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. See that? So what happened to the children of Israel here in America, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, that slavery that we went through, the Yahushua is showing up to bring the sword for judgment for what happened to us, for penalties. All right. So he said, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. He came not to send peace, but a sword. My bad. So like, I'm gonna get this real quick. This is Romans 13 and 4. For he is the minister of Yahweh. See, he's the minister of Yahweh. So the Lord Yahweh Shai is this is let me see something, minister. All right, minister. It means a subordinate, one who serves, you know? So one who serves as servant. He is a servant of Yahweh. All right. The one that performs. It's deep. So a minister, so for he is Yahweh Shai is the minister to thee of Yahweh to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister, the servant, the performer. the executor of Yahweh, a revenger. So you're getting revenge for the children of Israel, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil, man. All right. So yeah, I just want to get this real quick. I'm trying to do the quick lessons. But he said, "What? Think not that I'm come to send peace upon the earth, but a sword." He said, "You shall see signs in the heavens," and this could be one of them. With that, I'm gonna end and say, Shalom.